this game, I think my position on this game now, we'll make our picks later, but the Eagles are favored, and they should be favored. The Eagles are the more talented team for sure, but I just don't think there's enough respect and nerves around here facing the Green Bay Packers. I think everybody needs to be a little more nervous and a little more respectful about the team that we are facing on Sunday. People are acting like this is a normal 7 seed, the Green Bay Packers. This is not a normal 7 seed. This is a team with a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense. If they weren't in the NFC North, they probably have won 13 or 14 games. This is a team who has a QB who has been very, very good the second half of this year, who had turnover problems in the first half of this year, but has not had that. It's a team that has explosive plays on offense. It's a team that scores points. And do they have injuries? Sure, they've got a couple of injuries. They have one on offense, one on defense. But let's not act like we haven't been infected by that too. People are playing, but Jalen Hurts hasn't practiced or played. He's practiced twice now. Hasn't played a game in 3 weeks. A.J. Brown hasn't practiced in 2 weeks with a knee. Devontae Smith was out of practice today, I guess, as a precaution because of back spasms. We did lose our best edge rusher in the middle of the season, which we've made up for, but we did lose it. We are not going into this game perfect either. So, again, the Eagles are a favorite. They should be the favorite, but I feel like there's not enough respect and not enough nerves going into this game, Mike.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. When your team is as good as this team is, it's hard to conjure up that anxiety that we sometimes will do. Now, that may come next round. There certainly will be in that NFC Championship game. Be a little bit of butterflies there, and that's wrong. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of nervous energy. I don't find it to be make you any less of an Eagles fan. But this week, I got to tell you, Spike, this game may not be dominated from start to finish by the Eagles. I think the defense will be the most impressive unit come Sunday afternoon. And I think Saquon is going to be unleashed. I just really do. I think this dude he came here to play in games like this and bigger. He's been in the playoffs, but has yet to play in front of a home crowd in the playoffs. He's
wild. He's been in the league 6 years?
Yes.
Has never played in front of a home crowd in the playoffs.
So he's going to get to experience that Sunday night. I think Jalen makes a couple timely throws, but in the end, I got to admit, if I'm going on a scale of 1 to 10, 8, 8.5.
Confidence?
Yeah. I mean, that's where I'm at.
I'm hovering around 5.5.
Now, I cringed on the way in here today, driving, listening to Joe and Kyle do the whole, they're a lock.
Giglio said they would run the Packers out of the building.
Yeah.
That's the side that you're on. You're on Giglio's side.
I cringe
just so we're clear.
I cringe when I hear stuff like that. I'm not overconfident. I just feel good about this team. AJ is I'm hoping this rest is going to have AJ beat AJ Brown Sunday night. But if we use the game plan that I'm looking to use, which is run the football and play great defense, we win this football game by double digits.
We got to throw the football a little bit,
We will.
too.
We will.
Right.
I just don't need us coming out as if we need to prove that this is Eric Coryell and the Chargers from the 80s with Dan Fouts. You remember him? Dan Fouts,
I remember Dan
Kevin
Fouts.
Winslow.
Yeah.
Senior.
Yeah. I'm old enough to remember
John
Dan
Jefferson.
Fouts. Yeah.
Remember those guys?
So you mentioned...
Francisco has no idea who the hell I'm talking
You know
about.
who Dan Fouts is.
I know what Dan Fouts is.
You know Kellen Winslow
right?
Jr.
Yes.
Chargers?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. 215-592-9494. Are Eagles fans not respecting the Packers enough? Should we have a healthy respect? And here's the other thing regarding our injuries. And we talked about this a little bit yesterday, is that Jalen and AJ have not really been on the field together since the Washington game. And that was only, 8 plays, however many times he was on the field. Haven't practiced together because AJ left practice, 10 minutes into it on Wednesday. Didn't practice on Thursday. I don't think practiced today. Okay. So that communication, we're talking about a Packers defense that turns the ball over more than any other defense in the league, has a safety sitting back there who I think leads the league in interceptions.
At least tied for the league.
Tied for the league in interceptions.
8 of them, I believe.
And we've talked about turnovers being important and Jalen not turning the ball over, that sort of stuff. This just feels like one of those games where that lack of communication, maybe that lack of cohesiveness that might be there because they haven't played a lot together over the last several weeks, just the entire game, again, I think the Eagles are the better team, and they are at home, but I have a healthy respect and bit of nerves for this game on Sunday. I don't think this is the sort of game that people are looking at. I'm hearing about blowout. I'm hearing about, like you're saying, double-digit win. Giglio saying run them out of the building. Even the experts we talked to,
literally run them out of the building.
The experts we talked to, we talked to Baldy. Baldy's like, this game's not even going to be played. We talked to Shield, Kapadia. Shield's like doesn't even think it's going to be close. Mike Mayock, who we all have a lot of respect for, just doesn't think the game's going to be close. And that line opened up at 3.5 for a reason. This is a good team. The Packers, they don't profile like the sort of team we do because of the record, I think, and because of the inconsistency. But they are a good team. They're a talented team. This is a real 2-7 matchup. This is not a team that just squeaked into the playoffs, the Green Bay Packers.
Sure. They just don't have the...
They're probably the 4th best team in the NFC.
Yeah, they don't have the level of talent that we have, though,
no,
overall.
They do not.
Yeah.
They do not.
Yeah.
But you would take them, just before we get to calls, in 215-592-9494. So we would say the 3 best teams in the NFC would be, in no order, the Eagles, the Lions, and the Vikings, right?
Yes.
But beyond that, the Packers are the 4th best team. I would take them over the Rams. I would take them over the Bucks. I would take them over the Commanders.
I don't know.
Really?
At the beginning of the season, maybe, yeah. I don't know if I'd take them over Washington right now. I don't know if I'd take them over the Bucks right now. Yeah, they're a good team, but they're not at their strongest right now, and that's what we're talking about right now.
No.
So, yeah, they're not at their strongest right now. If I look at Washington and Tampa, I know Tampa, for some reason, struggled against a divisional opponent in the Saints last week, a game they should have basically dominated, but they didn't. They won it. And Washington has won 12 games. Yeah. Washington has won 12 games this year.
In the NFC East.
Sure.
If Washington's in the NFC North, they probably don't win 12 games.
Okay. I mean, that's you could say that.
Yeah. It's just like...
We don't know that.
We don't.
Well, you would agree Jaden Daniels has probably had a better year than Jordan Love.
Had a better year. I'd still rather have Jaden Daniels in the play or Jordan Love in the playoffs. He's been there. He's been in the league 5 years.
Yeah.
Won a playoff game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nah. Listen, they beat a fraud Cowboys team last year.
They did. They did.
And listen, they went to San Francisco and played well. They very well could have won that game. I'm not going to take that away from them. I look at other than Josh Jacobs, I don't look at anything else on their offense that puts any fear in me.
No, they are a by committee sort of offense, which is, I think, actually works in their favor with the Christian Watson injury, in that us losing A.J. Brown is different than them losing Christian Watson.
Yes.
We lose A.J. Brown, the whole offense changes.
Yeah.
They lose Christian Watson, I don't think it's the same thing.